Okay, hi, we're here at the New Player Theatre in London with Brad Burton. Most of you will probably know Brad by his, he authored the highest rated business book in the UK, Get Off Your Arse, and also of course as being the Managing Director of 4Networking.
That's
Hi
right.
Brad, how are you doing?
Good, I'm good.
For the purpose of our readers then who haven't heard about 4Networking, perhaps you can start by just explaining a little bit what it is.
Yeah, what 4Networking is, it's like a place of work for small businesses. When you work for yourself, you no longer have a place of work where you go into an office and you've got Janine on reception and somebody to talk to. It's a lonely place, lots of isolation, and that's where I was about 6 years ago before I started 4Networking. I had my own marketing firm, come from corporate where I was doing really well, and then now what? So you sat in your box room in your underpants aggressively waiting for the phone to ring and you're going, you run out of ideas, and that's what 4Networking is. It's a place of work effectively. We've got about 40,000 members across the UK, UK business owners. We've got 280 groups, and what happens as a 4Networking member, you can go to any of these groups in the morning between 8 and 10, and what happens, you have a bit of open networking for half an hour, and then you go around the table, everyone stands up, does a 40-second bit about themselves. Hi, I'm Brad, I'm a marketing genius, what we do is this, this and this. Goes around the table. Where it gets interesting with 4Networking is we then break for a coffee, and at which point you go up to 3 people that you want to have a chat with and swap your business cards. So I could say, oh, it's really interesting what you said there, Simon. Can we have a number 1? You say, yeah. So you give me your card with number 1, I give you my card with number 1, and as you turn, somebody else grabs you. And it's just amazing. It's just an efficient way of getting appointments, like a place of work for business and an efficient way of getting appointments. And 10 minutes is long enough to establish, first and foremost, do you like somebody? Because if you don't like somebody, guess what? It isn't going anywhere.
Okay. So in a networking environment, what advice would you give to someone then to make the most of their connections?
I think fundamentally put people before business. I think that's the mistake that business networkers do. It's all about selling. What can I sell to you today? How much are you worth? And I say to people in 4Networking, in fact, I say to people all the time, and I'll be speaking about it today in the seminar. Don't look at people with pound notes over their heads. Don't assume what somebody's net value or net worth to you is. Never underestimate anyone. I walk around with jeans and t-shirts, and it's all too easy. I say it all the time. When I do seminars, people go, who's this? Is he the builder? And actually when they hear you speak, they go, you know what? I actually got it wrong. I was judging a book by the cover. So never underestimate anyone, never overestimate anyone. Treat everyone the same with respect, because you just don't know who the people know.
So networking clubs in general, some people think they're very valuable, some people don't think they're as valuable at all. I just wonder what your thoughts on that, and why is 4Networking different?
I often get people say, oh, networking doesn't work, and I say to those people, what bit of you talking to people about your business isn't working? Fundamentally, that's all it is. So if somebody's failing at networking, 9 times out of 10, they're failing in the real world, because it is all about communications. How's 4Networking different? We're the only network in the UK that is linked up. So you don't just join a group over at Charing Cross and meet there every week. You join the network, so you have access to 280 groups. For instance, today, last week I was in Swansea, next week I'm in Inverness, today I was at Epsom, tomorrow I'm in Buckinghamshire. You have that ability to work it around your schedule. Other thing about 4Networking, you don't have to attend. You attend because you want to. You don't have to bring visitors. That's our responsibility. And it's a network that puts the members before the organisation. We're a network that puts members before the organisation, and we put people before business. You get the people bit right, the business follows. Fundamentally different, 100% different. In fact, let me tell you something. When I started this thing off, networking, in my view, put it in political terms for your readers, loony left, nothing quite happening. Oh, very nice. Bottles of Chablis and vol au vents. And then on the hardcore right, you have to attend, you have to bring visitors, you have to. And I'm going, that doesn't appeal to me. That doesn't appeal to me. Where the hell is this mainstream of networking? Welcome to 4Networking. Welcome to 4Networking. We've managed to do the new Labour, if you will, of networking. And just go for that big mainstream of people, the disaffected people that doesn't appeal to, nor does that. Obviously,
as well as 4Networking, you're also very well known for your book. I just wondered, did the book come about before 4Networking, or was it your experiences whilst running 4Networking that gave you the ideas for the book?
The thing is, I don't have an academic qualification to my name, but can I do it? Absolutely, and going around the UK eulogising about 4Networking, writing a book. I mean, I honestly didn't. I'm almost waiting for somebody to find me out, right? Because everything of late that I'm sort of touching is turning to gold. Look at 4Networking; it's the fastest growing business breakfast network in the world ever in the history of business networking. You look at Get Off Your Arse, and that's a book which has got the highest ratings on Amazon. We didn't have a publisher, we've just done all this ourselves, the whole culture which is actually make things happen. We don't wait around for a publisher to give us a deal. We just created the book, used our channels, and we sold 10,000 in the first year, which, given that a first book normally sells on average 300, smashing it. It's unbelievable. I got my second one out in February, which is on our 5th birthday for networking. Get off your arse too.
Was it someone telling you to get off your arse that started all of this?
I'd had enough working for somebody. It was like a thankless task, working every hour God sends. And I recognised something. I remember driving past the guy. I was working in London, living in Somerset, and I drove past the guy turning into a house with electric gates and a nice car, prestige car, Mercedes, a BMW. And I remember thinking to myself, I could work 80 hours, 120-hour weeks here. I'll still never be able to afford the gates, let alone the car. And something changed. That was it. It was like my Robert the Bruce moment. Quite profound, that, from a bloke from Salford. But it was. Anyway, I started my own business off. And on the 16th of December, this is quite interesting, 16th of December 2004, I told my employer to shove the job up their arse. And I went home, and it was a wonderfully liberating experience, that drive home for 3 hours. And get home, and it wasn't so liberating, because I had a wife to deal with, and she said, why couldn't you keep your mouth shut for 5 days and get your Christmas pay? She had a point. If I would have stopped that conversation there and said to her, I said, look, write down on percentile terms how happy you are with my decision. She would have wrote 0%. I asked her that question 2-3 weeks ago. I said, how happy in percentile terms are you now that I told my employer to shove the job at the backside? And she went 100%. And that just shows you don't realise how significant the innocuous decisions, and it also shows you that sometimes you have to risk everything to make it right.
Obviously, you're a very busy tweeter. I just wonder what your thoughts are on Twitter in general. And would you say it's an equivalent networking medium to an actual
The
thing?
truth, I would actually say it's probably the best networking tool in the world. And you know what? It's free. Anyone, Twitter doesn't work. Speaking doesn't work. It's the same thing. Twitter works. It depends on what you say and how you say it and who you say it to. I'm not interested in people saying, I've just walked the dog, lol. Well, in which case, don't follow those people, right? And actually, it's the glue that holds relationships together. The fact that you're talking about watching telly or Coronation Street or going for a pint or whatever it be, it's the glue that holds together. Because you know what? In this environment, in a business environment, you don't go up to people in a meeting and go, hello, I sell roller banners for 90 quid, would you like one? You say, how was the journey here? Yeah, Charing Cross, it's like the traffic's terrible, bum, 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 bum. That's what Twitter is. Twitter, in my view, what I'll say to people, if they're there with a scientific calculator and a piece of squared paper and a pencil trying to work out the ROI on their social media, it isn't for you. You have to enjoy it. I travel up and down the country each and every week, and for me, I'm effectively carrying my friends with me. Because it's a lonely place being on the road, and you've got all these people you can talk to all the time. Twitter's immense, and if you ain't on it, you should be on it. Is
there anyone in particular on Twitter you enjoy following or would recommend other people to follow?
Shah Wasmond. She's a smart operator, at Shah Wasmond. She's a lady who launched Dyson. She's also Chris Eubank's PR. Personal friend of mine, she's solid. Theopathesis, probably the most generous dragon, in my view. What he does on Sundays, which is quite interesting, is SBS, which is Small Business Sunday. It's like a hashtag. And what happens, he allows other small businesses to say hello to him, and of his followers, you'll hear about your business. Massive. So Theopathesis and Shah Wasmond.
So if you could offer any words of advice for an aspiring entrepreneur, what would be your kind of one golden nugget of information?
A mistake is only a mistake after the event. Nobody ever wakes up and goes, you know what, I'm going to go fuck up today, right? No one ever wakes up and goes, I'm going to do that, but often we do. You need to make mistakes, you need to make decisions, you need to make lots of decisions in order to get to success.
And is there anything in the pipeline that you're working on that you could possibly tell us about? And so what's kind of next for you? And obviously you've got the new book in February.
Yeah.
Have you got anything else kind of in the pipeline that you're currently
Yeah, I can actually. Okay. I've got Australia starting on the 5th. On our 5th birthday, 16th of February, Australia. By the end of the year, we'll have 50 groups there. I've got America being looked at the moment. Honestly, people go, well, where do you see it in 5 years' time? Take it from me. I've just gone as a bold statement enough that I've just put a lease on a 100-year on a hollow volcano. So all I need now is 100 people with jumpsuits, machine guns, and I'm taking over this world. Trust me.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Brad. It's been brilliant catching up with you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.